Hi, my name's Brian Garrity. I'm an actor on Chicago PD, and like you, I'm from Ocean County. I grew up in Toms River and graduated Toms River High School East. The Ocean County Prosecutor's Office created a movie called A Note to Parents. Now, this movie is unique because it specifically speaks to parents about the dangers of substance abuse. Parents are critically important in the fight against substance abuse, yet sometimes they fail to realize it can be their kid too. This movie reminds us that it can and does happen to anyone, regardless of where you live or how much money you make. Substance abuse is a real problem and can happen to anyone. Talk to your kids about drugs and alcohol. You may be saving their life.
Dear Mrs. Arabelle, I'm writing because I have noticed some things with your daughter this year that I thought you should know about. It started early in the year when she began missing homework assignments. She would tell me that you had to run errands after school with her and she didn't have time to complete.
Wait till you see what I have. What? No way. Seriously?
Then there was a doctor's appointment.
Really party tomorrow night? You're gonna puke. You're gonna puke.
Alright, come on, let's give him a cheer, shall we? Come on, guys, let's go toast.
Then her brother's games. It was one thing after the other, so I started sending notes home. I was concerned when it became clear she was forging your signature. Then her attitude began to change. She doesn't smile as much as she used to. I remember when she had the best laugh in the class. Now she barely notices others are there. She also mentioned that you took away her iPad. She hasn't had it in weeks. I reminded her that a smart device is required in school, and she said you knew that and you would give it back to her for school, but I still haven't seen it. I'm hoping that is the case and it was not sold or traded away. I have seen this happen before, and I thought you should know that this is what is happening at school. So often we close our eyes to what happens to our children. We think they will grow out of this phase. We try to spend more time with them or talk to them more, but often by the time we see the problem, it's too late. I'm writing to you, hoping that you won't take offense, that you won't turn your head away and say, "Not my daughter," that you won't ignore this. I am hoping that you will see what I've seen too many times and help your daughter before it is too late. Sincerely, Mrs. Lucassen. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Shirley, I'm writing because I've noticed some things with your son this year.
Mom, did you know my grades have been slipping? Yeah, sure you noticed. I mean, I got my first F. But did you know that my usual A's and B's are now C's and D's?
So I was pleased you all did very well on the test. Most of you, at least. Well done. Michael. Alright guys, that's it. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure to read chapter 3. We'll have discussion about it tomorrow in class.
Did you notice that I have an incomplete in art class? An art class. Did you notice that I go straight to my room after school and you barely see me for dinner most nights?
Michael, have you seen my keys? Michael! Michael Lee!
This is not a phase. Do you know who my friends are? Have you even asked lately?
400 grams for $500? Now that's how you Oh my God. A little bit. That was good. I deserve this. Alright.
Did you know I tried pot? Did you know I've stolen from your dresser, from your wallet, your medicine cabinet? Why didn't you ask me where I was last week when I didn't come home? Hey man, hey. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. You got the money?
I got it, don't worry. It's all here, man.
Can't be too careful.
Yeah, good, good. Thanks, man. You wanted to go to the beach, to the church picnic, maybe even a vacation over the summer. I talked you out of all of them. If you ever saw me without long sleeves, you would have known. I couldn't handle you seeing what I've done to myself. If I told you I was a junkie, would you believe me? I don't know if you could have stopped me. It was my choice, my decision. And now I live the life of an addict. Thank you for accepting me now and getting me help. Did you know I never meant to hurt anyone? Do you know I love you? And I love the fact that you still love me, despite what I've done to myself and the family. Sometimes I pray for death to take me. Other times I'm terrified of what it'll bring.
Mom. Dad. I'm so sorry.
Christopher was an athlete. He loved to play sports. He loved to be outside, anything adventurous. He was riding his bicycle when he was about 15, and a car struck the back of his bike. And they took him to the emergency room, and they released him with Oxycontin. He had taken 2 of the pills, and I could just tell that they had grabbed a hold of him. He didn't continue on the Oxycontin journey. He went right to marijuana after that. And then he started experimenting with heroin. We had him in and out of rehabs for it. This was one of the times we had picked him up from rehab, and he was so proud of himself because he was doing so well. The counselor said that he was ready. He decided he wanted to move back home. And I had said very reluctantly that I didn't want him to come home. And he said, "Mom, but I live there." And he came home on a Friday night, moved back home, and went out with his friends on Sunday. And his friend said, "If you're going to live here, you need to do it one more time to prove that you can live here without it." And his friend gave him a bag of heroin. He thought it was heroin. He came home at about 11:30 that night and said, "Go through your drill, Mom." He always called me the interrogator. Smell my breath, look into my eyes, check my wallet. And I did all that. And he gave me a big hug and he said he loved me and I was the best mom ever. And I said, "You need to get to sleep. You're starting a new job tomorrow." And he said, "All right, I'm setting my alarm for 6:30. And at 6:30 sharp, the alarm went off, and it kept going off and going off and going off. And my husband said, "Boy, he can sleep through anything." And I said, "I'll get up." So I got up and I opened the door, and I walked over to the side of his bed, and there was blood dripping out of his mouth. And I touched him, and he was dead. I never thought in a million years I'd ever have to talk to them about heroin and how heroin can just destroy your life. I mean, it chemically changes you, it physically changes you, it emotionally changes you. From the minute you do it, you're addicted to it, and you want it all the time. And I wished I would have spoken to him about that every single night at dinner. Every single night at dinner, I wished I would have spoken to him about that.
Hi, my name is Joe Coronado, the Ocean County Prosecutor. I'd like to thank everyone who's involved in this production. The intent here is to save a life. Every day our children face challenges. It's important for you to pay attention to your child. It could save their life.